Awesome. So yeah, like I was saying, we're just gonna go over, how credit was able to change my life and help me, if you guys know my story, I started from very humble beginnings. I was as Daryl was on this call. I used to work at U-Haul with Daryl. All right. I used to work at all the way back then. I was trying to figure things out, right? I had a normal job. I didn't know what direction I want to go in. I was just like everybody else, stuck in a rat race, but I always knew that the 9 to 5 wasn't for me, right? I couldn't keep a job. That was not my thing. Like I was spent like a week at a job and quit, right? Because I it just would never sat right with my spirit, right? So I always knew that it had to be something else out there, right? Because I seen a lot of other individuals around me that was making a lot of money, right? Individuals like Bleed, just like you and I, right, making millions of dollars, but I at the time didn't understand how these individuals was making so much money and how they had access to so much capital and able to change their life around, drive the car they want to drive, live in a apartment they want to live in, start the business that they want to start. I didn't have any idea on how those individuals was doing that, right? Luckily for me, I was determined. I had to figure something out, right? So when I moved to ATL, when I moved to ATL by what, 2020, like the end of 2019, 2020, I came around entrepreneurs, right? Young entrepreneurs that was doing amazing, doing well, buying luxury cars, starting different businesses, right? So me being amongst those entrepreneurs helped me understood the power of leveraging credit. Because when I used to, how I grew up, I always thought it was put into my head by my family and parents and grandparents, right? That credit was always bad because how they was using it, right? They'll go get a credit card and run it up, right? Pay bills, buy groceries, right? Now they got a whole debt that they got to pay off, and they got to go work a 9 to 5 to pay that off, right? Which that's how you use credit the wrong way, right? That's not how you're supposed to use it. So obviously, it's going to put a bad taste in your mouth if you use it that way and things don't go right for you and you put yourself in debt. Yes, it's going to put a bad taste in your mouth. But if you understand how to leverage it, put yourself in position, leverage the bank money, put it into some type of cash flowing business, right? Now you're not taking a loss because you need money to make money. You obviously need money to make money. If you don't have money, you got to go get a job. And a lot of the times people do things backwards. They go get a job, save up a whole bunch of money, right? And then take that money to go try to start up a business, which is the wrong idea because if that business doesn't work out, guess what? You're back to square one. You're broke. Now you got to go try to get a job, work for a couple of years, save up however amount of money you're going to save up, right? To go start over again. When really you're supposed to use your money for rainy days, your hard-earned money. That money is supposed to be used. You're never supposed to use your hard-earned money for anything. You're supposed to put that up for rainy days. Take that money, put it into it. Don't be cheap. Invest it into building your credit up. Invest it into yourself. Because once you get to the point where once you get to that point where your credit is beefed up, you're in a position to get high limit funding, that's going to be the best thing that ever happened to you, right? Because now you have access to capital. And with the thing with the bank, once you build a relationship with them, they want to give you the money. They're begging to give you the money, but you just got to be in position to acquire the funds. Once you get in position once, let's say, for example, if I was to give you guys right now, if I was to say, hey, for example, hey, Randy, right? I'm gonna give you 100K, right? All you got to do is pay me $1,000 every month. Would you take that or would you refuse it?
I probably would take it.
Right, right. If I'm telling you to give me 1,000, and it's the same concept with the banks, right? If I'm telling you to give me give me $1,000 back every month, see what I would do if somebody told me, hey, here's 100K, give me $1,000 back every month. Hell yeah, I'm gonna take it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you 6 months in advance. Here's 6K, right? That's gonna give me 6 months to do whatever I need to do to put that money in position, right? So I'll be happy. It's the same concept with the bank. It's like somebody's there giving you money. Once you put that money in position and create cash flow and pay them back, they want to give you more money, right? They're going to raise, if they give you 100K and you pay, let's say you pay 20, 30K back, they're going to raise it up. They're going to say, okay, all right, cool. All right, what about 150K? Right? You use 50K out of that. Okay, cool. We see you are responsible. You're paying the money back. You're doing what you're supposed to do. What about 200K? So over time, you are building that relationship with the bank to have access to you. It's like a big brother where you can go to, hey, I got this project going on, man. I need some money. Can you borrow me 100K or whatever? And I give it to you back in no more than a couple of years, right? That's what the bank is for. But a lot of people they don't understand they don't understand how to position themselves to not get denied. That's where a lot of people go wrong because this is how the system works. They don't want individuals like you and me getting in the door. So they make it very hard, right? Right now, let's say somebody got good credit. They don't know all the requirements. They don't know what it takes to pass underwriting. And they go try to get a bank loan, right? You're gonna get denied because they're not gonna teach you what to do to pass underwriting. And when you do get denied, they're not gonna tell you, hey, this is why you got denied. They're gonna tell you we can't disclose that to you. Get out of here. Right? We can't disclose to you why you got denied. You just got denied. And when that happens to you, guess what happens? They flag your business. Now, every other bank that you go to and try to get a loan, automatic denial because you already tried with a bank once and you got denied. So all the banks is in cahoots with each other. They're helping each other out to figure out who's who and what's what. So when you go in with all your ducks in a row the first time, which is why we got this group to show you guys how to, before you go to the bank, how to put all your ducks in a row so you don't get denied and you get your business flag and then that's it for you. You got to go start a whole new business and start the process all over, right? That's why we're having these calls. We have this group because I've been there, I've done that. I did so much with credit. I got tons of cars, luxury cars. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I've been in all the cars, right? I got a bunch of properties on Peachtree in Atlanta, right? I got penthouses and everything in Atlanta, right? And the reason why I was able to do that is I was able to leverage the bank money, put these cash flowing businesses in place, right? And then use that to pay it back and then go get more money if I need more things, right? So you guys got to understand the power of, building your credit and leveraging your credit, right? It is very imperative that you guys understand that this is like this what make or break a poor person. Credit is what could take a very poor person and make them very rich over time, right? Obviously, if we don't, a lot of us here on this call haven't came from wealth, right? We can't call our parents and say, man, I need 200K. I seen this building over here that I need to invest into that's going to create cash flow for me. We can't do that because a lot of us never came from wealth. But guess what? You position yourself, like I said, you can now have that advantage on your side, right? Does anybody have any questions so far? Anything anybody want to add in?
How can we go about getting trade lines for our business?
You said, say that again?
How can we go about getting trade lines?
Trade
What's the
lines,
best
personal or business?
business?
Business. So that's the you so I got you, Randy. So we'll tap in, we got the business trade lines over here.
Okay.
So we'll tap in. If you need business trade lines, just reach out to me. We'll schedule another call
Okay.
to go over that. But we provide you business trade lines as well. I work with so many underwriters because the thing, I built relationship with banks over time, right? And I built relationship with underwriters. I built relationship with a lot of other people who understand credit and how it works, the ins and out, right? Because I've been doing this for a very long time. I help a lot of people position themselves to get funding and things like that. So, we have the business trade lines. As far as personal trade lines, if anybody want personal trade lines, you guys can easily go to Trade Line Supply, right? So I'm gonna share my screen with you guys and show you guys the website, Trade Line Supply, which you can easily go on and purchase. Let's say, for example, if your credit profile is thin, let's say a lot of people have good credit, but they don't have the credit profile, right? So you can have good credit and whatever, you have one credit card on your credit report, right? And you haven't really used your credit at all, but let's say you send out a 700. You still have a really thin profile, right? So to beef it up, add some trade lines on there. That's going to boost your score up to at least 750. But you only want to add trade lines when your credit don't have any derogatories as far as late payments, right? Any collections, because the trade lines is not going to help you if your credit needs credit repair. If you need credit repair, don't get the trade lines because you're going to be wasting your time. But if your credit is completely clear, get the trade lines is going to help you, right? It's going to help you position yourself. And I'm going to show you guys the website. Let me share my screen with you guys. Give me like 2 seconds. Let me pull up this.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, go
Um,
ahead.
about the trade lines. Are there any options that are, I guess, like permanently added on as like authorized user, or all of them are pretty much like subscription where you have to pay per 3 months or whatever it is?
Yeah, so with the trade lines, so this is how it works. As far as the trade lines is just to help you. It's not permanent, right? So the trade lines is to help you get higher limit credit cards. Let's say, for example, right, you get trade line, and was it Paris that asked?
Yeah, that was me.
All right, so let's say right now you get some trade lines on your credit report. That trade line is gonna last 2 months on your credit profile. But within that 2 months, it's up to you to do whatever it is that you're trying to do. But what we typically recommend is you get higher limit credit cards. So when the trade lines come off, it don't affect your credit score. Because what you got to realize, this is how credit works. Your utilization plays a big role, right? So
Okay.
yeah, right. So when you add a trade lines on there, it lowers your utilization because obviously you're adding credit, you're adding more limits, right? So if you get a $25,000 trade line on your credit report, let's say your utilization was over 80%. You had a credit card where you ran it up to 80%. So that dropped your credit score. So what's going to happen if you add a trade line on there, you add that 25,000 on there or 10,000 or whatever, it's going to lower your utilization back underneath 30%. Right? Does that make sense? Right?
Yes. But so you should only do that when you are positioning yourself to like apply for the loans, like right just before you apply at the trade lines, or else you'll kind of be paying for nothing. Is that right?
Right. So when you add the trade lines, you don't want to get the loans right away. You want to get other trade lines that's going to match that, right? Because the trade lines is just secondary accounts. You want primary accounts if you want to go get loans. The bank want to see primary accounts. So the trade line just help you to get higher limit credit cards, right? So once you put the trade lines on there, now it's going to put your credit scoring position. So when you go apply for credit cards, you get approved for higher limits. So now when the trade line fall off, that higher limit stays on your credit report, right? And it stay on your credit report as a primary. So now, right? When that trade line fall off, your score is still gonna stay up, right? Because your utilization will be below 30%, right? So now you once the trade line fall off and everything like that, you can be in position to get loans and you know, other things like that. Does that make sense?
That makes so much sense. Thank you for that.
No problem. No problem at all. Any other questions?
Yep. So keep your spending limit to 30% or less is what you're saying.
Yes, pretty much. If you go above 30%, it's going to lower your credit score. But that's the thing. The more limit that you have, the more access you have to capital. Meaning, let's say if you got 100K, let's say if you got 5 credit cards with 20K each, right? So now you're if you use less than 30K, you're good. So that's why you want to, right? You know what I'm saying? So if let's say you take 15K and you invest into something, it's not going to affect your credit score because that's just 15% utilization. Because you got you got 100K credit limit on your overall on your credit profile. So we want to get the more limit that we have, the better, because you can dig into that and it's not really going to affect your credit score. But if you got 5K overall and you use 3K of that, you're over that 30%, so it's going to drop your credit score.
Got it. Makes sense.
All right. Also, so let me pull up that website. That's what I was doing. All right. Share my screen with you guys. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
I bet for sure. So yeah, this is a website that pretty credible. I bought a lot of trade lines from this website. You know, it's real credible. They do exactly what they say that they're gonna do. Or else I wouldn't really be recommending it. I used them a lot in the past. Let me turn my lighting up. So you can get on Trade Line Supply, right? What I typically recommend, if you guys don't have there's 2 trade lines you're supposed to get that's really going to help boost up your credit scores: an age trade line and a high limit trade line. If you don't have an age account on your credit profile, so you guys got to realize what credit is they want to see you paying on time, overtime, right? So your age plays a big factor in your credit score, right? So if you guys if your credit is brand new, you don't have an account older than 10 years on your credit profile, what I recommend is you guys get 2 trade lines. But if you like, a lot of people got student loans, if your student loans is in good standing, that's considered as an age trade line, right? That's considered as an age account as long as it's in good standing, right? If you got late payments on there, you want to take it off, right? Any late payments is hurting you, right? So the 2 accounts you guys want to get a high limit. Like say, for example, let me see if I can find a high limit. And you guys also want to pick banks that's well known, like Bank of America, Chase, you know, Discover, like those type of banks. Those are the banks you guys want to typically go for. Like for example, right, this Chase card right here, so 21,000 credit limit, right? They got 2 in stock right now. It's only 402, right? So you can purchase this, put it on your credit profile, and it's going to raise your credit limit, right? Which is going to put you in position to go apply for higher limit credit cards. Because once they see this on your credit profile, they're going to want to match it, right? So they'll probably give you like what, 15, 20. Like if anybody got Navy Federal, you have one of these or 2 of these on your credit profile, you're definitely going to get qualified for over 20K, right? Credit cards. right? And what I typically recommend is you guys opening up accounts with credit unions because they are more they give you higher limits. Credit unions are way more generous, right? So Navy Federal is a credit union, right? And there's a bunch of other credit unions out there. I'm gonna be dropping a list in the group soon as soon as we get more people in the community. Right now we have about a little over 80 people. Once we get, close to like over 100 or so, that's when I'm gonna start really dropping, valuable information in the community. But typically I recommend if you guys opening up a business bank account or you're opening up any account, typically go towards credit unions, right? So now just understanding how the trade line works, right? So you want to get an age account. So up here it shows you the credit limit, the date that the credit card was open, the purchase deadline, meaning you got to purchase before these specific dates if you wanted to report in between these time frames. These are the reporting period. And then it tells you what's available, like 1 in stock, 2 in stock, 3, whatever, right? So pretty much how you guys want to look through here, you just, like I said, you want a higher limit credit card and age. So let me try to find an age so I can show you guys an example. So age will be date open. So date open, you guys want to find like, this is if you don't already have an age account on your credit profile. So you want to find something with a very like 2013, right? 2013, 2011, 2013, right? These type of dates, as long as it's over 10 years, if you guys don't have any age accounts, you want to get a trade line that's over 10 years, and you want to get one that has a high limit. Once you add those 2 trade lines on your credit profile and your credit is completely repaired and there's nothing going on with it, it's going to boost up your credit score. It's going to put you in position to go get these fundings, these high limit credit cards, right? Does anybody have any questions based upon trade lines and everything that I just went over? Is everything making sense?
So
I'm
can
listening.
Go ahead.
So can we get the age and the high limit at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
We typically recommend you get both of them at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're going to hit around the same time, right? These trade lines typically stay on your credit report for 2 months. So they give you 2 months to do whatever you're trying to do.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. DJ, you wanted to say something?
No, I was just saying I'm listening because I told you my situation already, so I'm just really like taking in like how I'm supposed to move forward after I get everything handled.
Most definitely, most definitely. Well, we're gonna get you right, bro. Don't even worry about it. Anybody have any questions? Based upon the trade lines, everything makes sense?
Nope. Super informative. So you're saying probably grab one of each, right?
Yeah, if you don't already have an age trade line, you don't necessarily let because a lot of people may have student loans. That's an age trade line if it's in good standing. If it's not in good standing, you want to take it off and add a age trade line on there. So you just typically want to, take a look at your credit report, right? And if you guys don't really know how to check to see if you have an age trade line, we can do that for you, right? You guys can easily reach out to me if you guys want one-on-one attention. We can take a look at your credit profile, let you know what's on there, what you need to do, what you need to add on there, if you need credit repair or not, right? So just make sure you guys are in a position before we move forward with anything.
So off the top of your head, what are like some good sources to look at your credit that are legitimate? Because they probably got like spam sites and whatnot that you want to be careful about. So
Right.
like credit guru, stuff like that.
Yeah, so you guys typically like Identity IQ or Identity IQ is a good one. or you guys can do Experian, right? The
Mhm.
Experian credit profile, you guys can use that. I wouldn't recommend like Credit Karma and stuff like that because they don't report accurate, right? They don't really report your accurate credit score. They can tell you this is what's going on, and you check somewhere else, you see, oh shit, that's not what's going on. So I wouldn't recommend Credit Karma if you looking to get your credit repair or, get funding and anything like that.
Did you say credit IQ or identity IQ?
Identity IQ or Experian, or you guys can use the My Equifax, right? So it's a bunch of different ones, but I would say either Experian.com or Identity IQ to get your full credit report.
Got it.
Awesome. And then another new thing we about to I just partner up with Kenny. He's amazing. Like he's doing amazing right now. We actually got a call tomorrow. He's bringing on board his software, right? So he's gonna give me full access to his softwares, which I'm gonna be giving you guys access to that software as well, right? Where it can help you repair your credit, right? It'll show you, it will position everything for you, right? And then once your credit is repaired, the software tells you how much based upon your what your credit profile look like. The software is going to tell you how much you could potentially qualify for loans, right? So it's going to be amazing. So we got a lot of new things coming in the group. I have a lot of friends that's doing amazing, making over 200-300K a month, right? I'm gonna have them in the group as well to kind of give you guys feedback to give as much information as possible for the people who need it, right? A lot of people, because this group is free. I'm giving out. My job is to give out as much valuable information as possible because at the end of the day, it's not about the money for me. I want to help people out, right? I want to help you guys out, put you guys in a position to be able to create cash flow for you, for your generation, for your family, or whatnot, to be able to sustain yourself, right? So that's the whole point of this, right? But all I want, once I get you guys right, obviously the testimonials is going to speak for itself, right? So that's the whole point of just giving you guys free game, hella free game. There's people charging thousands and thousands of dollars for this information that I'm giving to you guys for free. Thousands of dollars. Anybody have any questions?
Free game. Free game.
And the people who's not on the Zoom, they're missing out.
For real. I saw like it jumped from like 20 new members from last night. It was like 60 something. Now it's 80 something.
Yes, sir. It's going up like hotcakes because credit is something that everybody need, right? Everybody need credit. So this group is actually going to get like, to probably in the next couple months, we'll probably have over close probably to 1,000 people in this group, right? Because credit is everything that people need. It's the foundation to all businesses.
Mhm.
It's the
I need a link to your school community. I got this producer. He's worked with Jay-Z, Paul McCartney, 21 Pilots. He's about to do Trippie Redd like next week or whatever. And I've been telling him about you and what you got going. So I want to get him into school for you and everything, and maybe even do some music or whatever too. You feel me?
most
But
definitely.
I told him about the credit thing, and he was like, "Yo, I actually do need to fix my credit." I was like, "You need to get in this school community. Talk to Julius. His name's Nick White. He's actually a friar monk now, but he's like a big time like music producer or whatever."
That's gonna be dope, bro. Definitely link me up with it. I'm gonna send you the link.
Yeah.
So we can make that happen for sure. We'll get them right. For sure, for sure, for sure. So yeah, other than that, anybody have any questions based upon the trade lines and just trade lines?
So is this like the only website that you suggest for trade lines?
I mean, this is because I use this and it worked for me in the
Mhm.
past. And a lot of the clients that I work with in the past used it as well. And I've never had any issues with this site. they always deliver, or else they're gonna give you a refund. So, you know, I typically, you know, I like them, and plus they give you different options, different price points. You know, so it's I actually really like them.
Right. Sounds good.
Most definitely, most definitely. But yeah, so anybody else have any questions? You know, anybody wants to feel like they need to, you know, they want me to take a look at their credit profile. When we get off the Zoom, anybody is looking to, you know, get business trade lines, because it's personal trade lines and business trade lines. Anybody have a business that they're looking to structure? Anybody want to learn how they can start the position their LLC? Anything like that. Does anybody have any questions based upon, you know, all of that?
I do.
Okay.
I'm here also to see if about the credit repairing
Yeah.
the giveaway.
Okay. Yeah. So yes. So yeah, so yep. So I'm actually gonna be announcing it tomorrow. To see actually what I'm gonna do, because I don't just want to give it out easily like that. So I'm gonna look at, because you in the school group, it shows you who's engaging, who's, you know, so based upon, you know, who's engaging in the school group, because let me actually pull up the group right now so I can see who's actually at the top right now. Hold on, let me stop sharing my screen. So
I do have a question on the personal credit side though, when you get a second.
okay, I got you. Just give me like 2 seconds. Let me pull this
Yeah.
up. All right, let me share my screen back, then I got it up. So boom. So this is the leadership board right here. So far, Fancy Hills is in number one, and Paris is at number two. So yeah, so this leaderboard just kind of show, you know, who's engaging with the group, who's, you know, getting on these calls, commenting, you know, because that's what the group is about. It's about engaging with each other, helping each other out. So based upon this leadership board right here, every time we get on a Zoom call, I probably just be giving things away that I usually charge for, based upon who's on the leaderboard. Fancy Hills is actually, you know, we just already helped her repair her credit, and she got like approved for 50K. She's actually about to expand her business. She does neuromuscular therapy, and she was looking to expand her business because her business is bringing in consistent cash flow. But she just needed to expand to get new equipments and things like that to expand her business. So she just needed the funding, right? So now take the funding, get the equipments, you know, change location, get a bigger location and stuff like that. So in order to do all of that, she needed capital, right? You can't just get up and do that if you know, so we was able to help her, right? This is her right here. We was able to help her position her credit profile, got it to where it needs to be, and she got approved for the loan, right? She's right now she's buying all her equipments, and you know, she will be posting it in a group, like photos of her facilities, of her equipments and things like that. Right. She was typically making over 20K a month, but expanding her business is probably gonna get her to that 40K a month mark, right? Which she will easily be able to pay that funding back. But guess what? Once she pays that back, she still have the equipment and the location and everything to make consistent cash flow and income. But guess what? If she didn't have good credit to leverage, she would have never had the opportunity to expand her business and double her income. Right? So it's just the importance of just, understanding credit, how it works, and everything like that. Awesome. Anybody else have any questions?
So I did have one question on the personal credit side.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm a DIY, self credit repair person. I've, went to YouTube University and went to work.
Right.
I've been fighting a couple of accounts since last December. And most of them fell off the first, round of disputes that I sent in. And it was like, pretty much the generic identity theft, like this is not me. They needed to validate the stuff. But there was one account that they took off everything, but then one account came back. And so I sent in another letter that was asking for, a more specific list of, details or validations that this debt belonged to me. And the letter that I got back from the credit bureaus was a little like, I don't know, it was kind of ambiguous. They were like, we received this, but they furnished the information necessary or something to that effect. Basically, what I took away from it was that they had provided whatever was necessary. So I've been fighting this one account on my personal credit since December, and it's been 2 rounds that I've sent out, letters. So that's kind of, I got 5 people off my credit, so I'm proud of myself for what I was able to do, but I am having a hard time with this last account. So I don't know if you have any advice or tips.
So what is it? And
It's a
like,
credit card,
is a credit card from what bank?
Wells Fargo.
That's the thing, right? So a lot of the banks, like, that's why we're teaching in the group to always use credit unions, right? Because with credit unions, that shit coming off. Right? When you use these bigger banks like Wells Fargo and like, Chase and Bank of America, they got time.
Right, and the check to do it too. They got the people.
Yes. You see what I'm saying? So when we're typically doing, building credit and doing these things and getting different things, we typically want to go towards the credit union, right? So that's where,
So with this particular account, would you just suggest that I work towards paying it off or do some sort of agreement where I pay it and they completely remove it? Because I heard that was like a thing that they're willing to negotiate with.
yeah, you have to. So that's actually, we're gonna touch bases as well. But just an advice that I would give you, you gotta have them give you a letter, send you a letter that, if you guys settle, they're gonna delete it. Right? They
Okay.
gotta put it in writing. Right?
Okay.
But you don't want to pay the whole thing of just pay a certain percentage. Just tell them, hey, this is all I have. This been bothering me for this long. I'm willing to settle it. This is pay like what, 30% of it, 20% of it, right?
Okay. All right. That's manageable.
Right. And then tell them, hey, if you guys want me to pay this off, you guys have to, and if I do, you guys have to put it in writing that you guys are going to take it off. You got to make sure they agree to it. Once they agree to it, boom, they send you that writing, send it in writing that they're going to take it off. Boom, then you pay it. Because now you can leverage that letter and give it to the credit bureaus, which they're going to take it off. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. If they don't, they're still held accountable. Got it. That makes
Right.
sense.
Right. So they gotta have it in writing. Because if you have it in writing, then they gotta, it's kind of like a contract.
Got you. Okay.
That's
Thank
how
you for that.
No problem. No problem at all. Awesome. 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 Anybody else have any questions? Well, all righty, guys. I mean, this call typically take about, like an hour. I try to keep it short, but sometimes I get a little interesting. But it's kind of reaching the hour mark. If anybody else don't have any questions, we're just probably in the call. And like I said, if anybody need any help taking a look at their credit profile, they need any trade lines, business trade line, personal trade lines, whatever you guys need, because at the end of the day, it's to put you guys in position so you guys can get funded, right? So whatever you feel like is holding you back to get the credit cards, to get the personal loans, to get the business loans, reach out to me. That's what this group is for, so we can make sure you guys are in position to do that.
We would just contact you directly on the school DM.
Yeah, you can contact me directly on the school DM. Some people follow me on Instagram. Some people, just however, wherever you got my contact, I respond.
Got it. So this meeting was very informative and whatnot. How frequently will these be happening?
So we usually try to do it like twice a week.
Got it.
But I'm gonna try to keep it more, brief.
Mhm.
Like 30 minutes. This lasted for like an hour, but I'm gonna try to keep it brief. Twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays.
Got it. Sounds good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, bro. For real, everything that you said, bro. I'm soaking it up. Thank you.
No problem, man. This is what this group is for. Awesome. Anything else? Anybody want to chip in before we part ways? All righty, guys. Well, appreciate you guys for joining the call, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, Julius. Bye.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.